Flashback. How Kenya Mo and others accused Jonathan of damaging Nigeria's image over Alemi Ayeshega pardon. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. The duo who were jailed for corruption were pardoned at a Council of State meeting on Thursday. The development had sparked outrage, with human rights lawyer Femi Falana asking Buhari to pardon all thieves in prison. 9 years ago, former President Goodluck Jonathan, who attended a meeting where the former governors were pardoned, was under the hammer of a similar pardon granted to Depriye, a former governor of Bayelsa State. Human rights lawyer Festus Kenyemo, who is a member of Buhari's cabinet, was among those who attacked Jonathan over the pardon, which was also on the advice of the Council of State. Kenyemo, who is now a Minister of State of Niger Delta Affairs, has said it typified the height of insensitivity of the Jonathan government to the feelings of Nigerians about the war against corruption. He has said it is shocking, confusing and disheartening that at a time when the general mood of a country indicates that the war against corruption is insincere, slow and a sham, the president deems it fit to even rubbish the little work that has been done by the anti-corruption agencies in securing the conviction of these individuals. It is also disturbing that at a time when Nigeria is still ranking very low in corruption perception index of Transparency International, the president has further damaged the image of this country by this singular act. He has said the pardon taught no bitter lesson to thieving and corrupt public officers, but encouraged corruption at the highest and lowest levels of public office, adding that the decision itself is corruption par excellence. I condemn it, and I condemn it, the lawyer has said in a statement. Nuhu Ribado, pioneer chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), has said the pardon was the final nail in the coffin for fighting corruption in Nigeria. On a part, Nobel laureate Prof. Wole Soyinka has described the act as both corrupt act and an example of state impunity. On the state pardon granted the former governor, I want to join the bandwagon of the ignorant persons. I am happy to be counted among them. For me, this kind of impunity is not unconnected to the controversy which have been surrounding the 4 billion naira location being sought by the First Lady mission. It is part of the same corrupt mentality. What is going on right now gives the picture of a government that is floundering and justifying the unjustifiable. It amounts to encouragement of corruption. The United States government wants the felon. We have a case of an officer of the law, a governor who went to another country and broke the law of the nation. He jumped bail. I believe that such a person does not deserve a state pardon. So I have joined the League of the Ignorant Person condemning the act. I criticize and deplore President Jonathan for granting pardon to the former governor, he had said. Jonathan's spokesman Reuben Abati had said those criticizing the immorality pardon were suffering from sophisticated ignorance. But in his new book, My Transition Hours, Jonathan explained that the decision to pardon Alemi Ayeshega was reached by his predecessor, Omar Yar'Adua, who could not announce it before he died. Yar'Adua died on May 5, 2010, and Jonathan stepped in as acting president. He was elected president in 2011 and served until 2015 when he lost re-election to Buhari. Who is Alemi Ayeshega? He was the former governor of Bayelsa State. He was twice elected governor in 1999 and 2003, but was impeached in 2005. Jonathan, who was his deputy, became governor from 2005 till 2007 when he was nominated the running mate of Yar'Adua in 2007. He was detained in London on charges of money laundering in September 2005. At the time of his arrest, Metropolitan Police found about €1 million in cash in his London home. Later, they found a total of €1.8 million. That is about $3.2 million in cash and bank accounts. He was found to own 4 homes in London, reportedly worth €10 million. He jumped bail in December 2005 from the United Kingdom by allegedly disguising himself as a woman, though Alasimiya denied the claim. He was impeached on allegation of corruption on December 9, 2005. On July 26, 2007, he pleaded guilty before a Nigerian court to 6 charges, and was sentenced to 2 years in prison on each charge. He died on October 10, 2015, after he had been pardoned. What a story. What a story. Oh my goodness. The wind that is blowing this particular 2023 election. Have you felt the wind? Has it gotten to you, has it gotten to your environment, your atmosphere? Because the kind of wind that is blowing is very peculiar. I've said it before, see this 2023 election. Oh my goodness. It is one of a kind. Yes, it is like other election, but a lot of things are happening. The reawakening of some people who have been gullible and who have been sleeping have happened. A lot of people are now wiser. A lot of people are now like, I don't care anymore. This is what I want. A lot of people have woken up from their slumber. Now, this happened and nobody has said anything except, a few persons have come out to condemn it. Okay, in case you don't know what particular linked this story or brought this story out, it was because a former governor, I think the former governor of Taraba State, who was actually convicted of corruption, money laundering or corruption charges. And I think he is squandered, is it the point? I can't remember the figure right now precisely, but it is a lot of money. A lot of money that if it is pumped into educational sector, man, the money is going to help that education. In fact, our children will go to school just after Easter Monday. Now, this man was pardoned by this administration that is anti-corruption in quote. He was pardoned. This is a man who had been convicted of a crime and have been sentenced to prison for 12 years. Can I hear applaud say? There is nothing Buhari administration cannot ring. So I try to look at it now. The people who actually, they tracked this man down, they accused him from accusation, they followed him up, all the work they did on this man. Look at how the government spat in their faces and say, go to hell. Did you see it? That's it. No, you can't tell me that is it. Why? Do you know why they did it? They came out and said, in quotes, they did it because they needed him to come back and he should get Taraba, he should win Taraba State for them. And I'm like, that is what I would like. Permit me to use the word dumbest reason I've ever heard. Like, weird. Very weird. Now, because you want to win Taraba State as an AP, as in you want to win it, you want it to become an APC state, then you have to bring a criminal out. And then there's somebody who came out, I think somebody came out and said, you know what? Okay, yes, Femi Falana came out and said, you know what, since that is the case, why don't you release all thieves in prison? Since that is what you want to do, because this thief now is like, he is the great grandfather, is the ancestor. There are some people who are in prison for stealing a cube of Maggi. There are people who are in prison of stealing just what they would eat. Your own is like the ancestor. So since you have released the ancestor, just release the children. Nigeria is a very dramatic country. Our administration, this presidency will say that Nigeria talk too much. Meanwhile, they do pass. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.